Click 2006. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel Mystery Recap. In today's video, we're going to recap a 2006 movie named Click, so stick with us till the end. At the beginning of the movie, we meet the main character Michael Newman, who is an architect by trade. He lives with his wife Donna and their two kids, Ben and Samantha, who make up his family of four. Michael's boss, John Ammer, is very bossy and makes him work more than he needs to. As a result, Michael often doesn't spend enough time with his family. Michael still enjoys the little time he gets to spend with his kids, like when he watches Dragon Tales with them in the morning before going to work. John gives Michael a once-in-a-lifetime chance to design a luxury hotel for a Japanese conglomerate at work one day. He also tells Michael that if he can close the deal, he will get a promotion. Michael is very happy about the idea, but he knows he has to go camping with his family. He also misses Ben's swimming race later on. Bill, Ben's swimming teacher, is there to greet Michael when he gets to school. Ben seems to get along well with Bill. He gets angry right away because he can't spend much time with his son. He makes fun of Bill's red Speedo because of this. At the 4th of July fireworks, Michael talks on the phone with his wife the whole time, which starts to bother Michael's mother, Trudy. She says that Michael will die young if he keeps working too much and eating fast food. While Michael is on the phone, his father Ted keeps the kids busy with a trick he does with a quarter. Ben and Samantha were amazed by the trick and asked their grandfather how he bent the coin. Ted told him a magician never tells his secrets. Ted says that even Michael the big boy hasn't been able to figure out his secret. Later, Michael tells Donna to put off the camping trip, which starts a fight at home. He finally gets her to calm down and then starts his project research by watching a documentary about Asian architecture, but he hurts himself when he mistakes Ben's helicopter remote for the TV remote and tries to use it. Michael buys a universal remote at the grocery store to stop losing them. Michael enters Bed Bath & Beyond. The remote eludes him. Michael then falls asleep on a bed. He turns around and sees Beyond in the store. When he enters, Morty greets him. Michael starts to tell Morty what's going on, and Morty takes him to a big warehouse called Way Beyond. Morty gives Michael a strange remote for free. Morty tells Michael that pointing and clicking the remote will set it up. Michael asks Morty why the remote is free. Good guys need a break sometimes, Morty says. When he hears non-refundable, Michael leaves. Michael watches the documentary at home and plans the project, but his dog Sundance soon starts to bother him. The poor dog just wants to go outside, so he keeps barking. Michael yells at Sundance and presses the volume down button on the remote. The dog stops talking, but Michael thinks it's a dream. Michael gets angry again when he takes Sundance outside, and the dog takes a long time to find a place to go to the bathroom. He presses fast forward again and points the remote at the dog. The remote speeds up Sundance, who finishes his work and returns inside. Michael is shocked and finally believes the universal remote has power. He discovers the remote controls reality. Michael uses the remote the following day to view his past lives. He feels sad seeing his younger self playing football with his friends at Lake Winnipesaukee. Morty gives Michael his phone number in case Michael has any questions about the remote. Michael skips family dinner, fights, and interludes with the remote. After fast-forwarding the conversation, Michael discovers he climaxed quickly and couldn't please Donna. He also forgets what he said and promised during dinner. Michael calls Morty to inquire. Morty says his body is an autopilot during fast-forward. He's living normally, but his mind is elsewhere. Michael lives a normal life but can't remember it. After this, Michael uses the remote to skip things he doesn't like being sick, taking a cold shower, or being in traffic. He gives Japanese businessman Mr. Watsuhita his autopilot design. Michael's boss, John, is too excited and mistakes Japan's famous baseball player for Asian dishes. Mr. Watsuhita leaves to talk to his team privately. Michael can't understand Watsuhita's conversation. He raises their volume and translates their conversation into English with the remote. The trick shows that the Japanese team didn't like Michael's design. They thought a bad Asian architecture documentary inspired it. Not a dumb lobby river, but more rooms to make more money. Mr. Watsuhita ends the meeting so his team can have Jell-O shots at TGI Fridays, America's greatest cultural achievement. Michael uses what he heard to convince Mr. Watsuhita when he says goodbye. He discards his failed plan and proposes a new one with more rooms to maximize profits. Mr. Watsuhita is happy that Michael's company finally gets the job. Later, Michael is so happy at home that he buys gifts for his wife and kids. When Donna asks Michael what's making him so happy, he tells her that John has made him a partner. Donna jumps in excitement. Michael's excitement fades when he learns he wasn't promoted the next day. He won't get promoted until he makes a hotel building plan and gets Mr. Watsuhita's approval. This will take him a few months. Michael stops John with a remote after hearing the bad news. Michael uses the remote to skip ahead to when he finishes the Watsuhita project in the next scene. Morty tells Michael about the cereal commercial leprechaun when he needs help. The leprechaun always finds cornflakes instead of gold at the end of the rainbow. Michael doesn't understand the metaphor but avoids using the remote. Michael takes his promotion anger out on his kids. Kids cry when Michael mocks their pizza and pickles. Then he gets into a fight with Donna. Michael learns his mistake. He gets annoyed by what he does, so he finally uses the remote to fast forward to his promotion and ends up at his party. John waited a year to promote him. Donna and Michael started marriage counseling during this time. Ben and Samantha no longer watch Dragon Tales. He learns Sundance died. Michael cries over not letting his dead dog hump his leg. Donna comforts him despite her indecision. Michael promises to improve for Donna. He begs her to stay with him. Michael and Donna kiss, but the remote skips the scene automatically. Donna is still upset when Michael finds her in bed again. He doesn't understand why the remote skips time without his input. Morty tells him the remote is now using its memory to do what Michael wants. Google was way ahead of its time with that. Michael missed a year of conversations. Now, whenever he tries to have sexual relations or does things like take a shower, drive in traffic, argue, or get sick, the remote will fast forward on its own. Hearing this, Michael regrets using the remote. He returns it to Morty, but it returns to him. He then tries several times to throw away or destroy the remote, but each time it comes back. Michael skips showering and rides to work the next day to stop time. John announces his retirement to Morocco there. Michael would lead the international division if John left. Michael is surprised to be given such a high position, but John says that every account Michael has worked on has turned out to be gold. John also expects Michael to become their company's CEO. Michael finds himself 10 years in the future, rich and fat. He gets back home quickly and finds that Ben and Samantha are now teenagers. Samantha is dating and Ben has gained weight like him. He learns Donna divorced him and is dating Ben's swimming teacher, Bill. Michael assaults Bill over their relationship. Michael faints after the family dog jumps on him during a fight. After 6 years, Michael awakens. Donna is there with him. She tells him that a CAT scan found cancer in his body after he went into a coma, requiring years of treatment. After beating cancer, he had a heart attack too. To save his life, Michael had liposuction. Michael meets adult Ben at the firm. Ben has lost a lot of weight by working out with Donna's husband, Bill, which is a surprise to Michael. Michael offers to take Ben, Samantha, and their grandparents out for ice cream, but Ben says that Grandpa Ted has already died. This makes Michael so sad that he starts to cry and goes to see Ted's grave. Then Michael uses the remote to go back to the last time he saw his dad. Michael sees that Ted dropped by his office and offered to take Ben and him out for dinner. But an autopilot Michael rejected the offer without even looking at the old man. Ted continued to insist and offered to show Michael his favorite childhood quarter trick, but an agitated Michael yelled at his father while revealing that he had always known the secret to the trick. The poor old man then apologized and left with tears in his eyes. Michael gets filled with shame and guilt. Morty then shows up and says he's sorry for taking his dad away and admits that he is the angel of death. Michael gets mad when he finds out the truth and attacks Morty, but Morty just vanishes into thin air and shows up behind him. Michael is scared, so he asks the remote to take him to a good place. The remote then skips ahead a few more years to Ben's wedding. Michael is happy to see his mother at the wedding. He gives her a long kiss, but he also meets an all-grown-up Samantha. Michael has a heart attack when he hears her call Bill Dad. He can't take the pain of being replaced, even as a father. That night, when he wakes up in the hospital, Ben and Samantha are there with him. Michael finds out that Ben isn't going on his honeymoon because of a business deal before the nurse helps Ben and Samantha leave. Michael gathers up his last bit of strength so he can follow them out of the hospital. He's afraid that Ben will make the same mistakes he did, but his body finally gives out and he falls to the ground. As his family stands around him, he tells Ben that family should always come first and apologizes to Samantha for not being there for her. Then Michael tells Donna he will always love her, and he dies. Michael suddenly wakes up in bed, Bath and Beyond. He is very happy to find out it was just all a dream. Outside, he is ecstatic to see his bad, average middle-class car. When he gets home, he hugs his family and tells them he will spend more time with them. He then finds the remote at the counter with a note from Morty that says good guys need a break and that he has been given a second chance. Morty also hopes that this time Michael will do the right thing. At the end of the movie, Michael throws the remote in the trash and is happy that it doesn't come back. So guys, that's it for today. If you liked the video, then give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more movie recaps. Also comment your favorite movie name you'd like to get an explanation on. Thanks for watching.